Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that picture that you see with the French President Emmanuel Macron. So much has happened. We'll have to spend a little bit of time here. And it's crucial and it's important, not just because our Prime Minister gets a good visit in France right after an official state visit to the United States. There's so much on the table. There's so much on the line as well. Yesterday, Prime Minister Modi was conferred with the highest civilian award that, France bestows on anybody. And right after Fiji, Papua New Guinea, France is next in line. Of course, the Rafale, that's that particular medal that you can see, the Scorpene on the table. Even as we're talking about Rafale, the jet engine technology, we also have to look at how Prime Minister Modi has pushed forth the idea that India needs to be in the United Nations Security Council. How can you not have, how can UNSC speak for the world if India doesn't have a seat? This is what the Prime Minister has said. He met the diaspora. He met the Indian community in France. He was accorded a great welcome at the Orly airport. He got down. Prime Minister Elizabeth Bourne was also there. And there was a proper guard of honor. The Indian national anthem was played by the French band. It was really beautiful to look at. There was a proper red carpet welcome. But then the Prime Minister, in the next couple of minutes, meets the Indian community that's there. People are crying. People are trying to touch the feet of Prime Minister Modi, just want to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister. Then later on, he's bestowed with this particular award, the highest civilian award that the French country bestows on anybody has been bestowed upon the Prime Minister, Varghese. We'll talk about UNSC, we'll talk about the Rafale and the jet engine deals, but first and foremost, this award, what does this mean? What is the significance? Right after Fiji and Papua New Guinea, it's like Modi ji's got his own collection of, the highest civilian awards. These are some of the first visuals, the French President Emmanuel Macron meeting with the Indian Prime Minister. And it's not a handshake. It's not a handshake.
It's the famous bear hug.
It's the bear hug. I'm so glad they didn't go for a chest bump over here.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that Macron and Modi have been seeing eye to eye on a lot of issues, especially when it comes to some of the strategic interests that they have, both the countries share. And even at world forums also, Prime Minister Modi as well as Macron have had a similar kind of a statement that is being put out as well. So it's just a part of that personal friendship that Prime Minister Modi tries to maintain with a lot of world leaders, and that is something that is a part of his form of way of putting out a diplomatic kind of an situation for a lot of understanding of how much deepening ties can be. So when a Prime Minister Modi in fact does not represent the country when he goes outside, he also builds his personal relationship with world leaders, which at certain parts he does use it to the advantage of the country as well. So over here, of course, when you see the Prime Minister being given the highest
it's called the Grand Cross of the Legion of Honor that has been bestowed on the Prime Minister.
So when the Prime Minister, in fact, this is not the first one. We have seen Middle Eastern countries as well as other nations from Asia, now many in Europe, all bestowing the highest order on the Prime Minister. Now, there's a reason for it. The reason is that India as a country is now on the map. There is a lot that India is looked up to. Many of these countries are also looking to be potential investors in India's growth story. We have been going to the world saying that we are going to be the next backroom of the world, whether it is manufacturing, whether it's defense equipment, whether it is already we're the backroom of the world's office with our software companies also in place. So this is the kind of an image that we are putting in, saying that you cannot miss the Indian growth story. You cannot miss the train of the Indian growth story. So most of the nations want, as you rightly were pointing out, a piece of India, basically. And our diplomacy has also become aggressive. When I'm saying aggressive, it means that our diplomacy has also come to a point where we are not apologetic and we are affirmative when we make statements. So that is something that is there. So, but
certainly, I mean, in the past, this particular Grand Cross of Legion of Honor has been received by only select prominent leaders, Varghese, and eminent personalities from across the world. These include the former South African President Nelson Mandela, King Charles, the Prince of Wales, former German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and former United Nations Secretary General Boutros Ghali, amongst others. And now you can add Prime Minister Narendra Modi's name to that list. And Prime Minister Modi himself has a great collection of the cross, the Legion of Cross, the High Cross. It's the highest civilian award that has been conferred on anybody. Now, Prime Minister's collection includes Order of the Nile by Egypt in June 2023, Companion of the Order of Loguhu by Papua New Guinea in May 2023, Companion of the Order of Fiji in May 2023, the Ibakal Award by the Republic of Palau in May 2023, Order of the Druk Gyalpo by Bhutan in 2021, Legion of Merit by the US government, King Hamad Order of the Renaissance by Bahrain, Order of the Distinguished Rule of Nishan Izzuddin by the Maldives, Order of St. Andrew Award by Russia in 2019, Order of Zayed Award by the United Arab Emirates, Grand Collar of the State of Palestine in 2018, State Order of Ghazi Amir Amanullah Khan by Afghanistan in 2016, and the Order of Abdulaziz Al Saud by Saudi Arabia in 2016. So a massive list. These are those visuals of the Indian diaspora and the Indian community in France that had trickled out, collected to meet the Prime Minister. Shifting our focus a little bit here towards the UNSC, where the Prime Minister says, how can the United Nations Security Council speak for the world if India doesn't have a seat? Now, of course, India and France, you told the viewers that are, have seen each other eye to eye for the longest time. But now, what about the other countries? Let's not forget, you've got Russia there, you've got China there, United Nations
a lot
there,
of these
United
permanent
States.
members, a lot of these permanent members, Russia, China, the United States, Russia, China, United States, France, and Britain have all been giving that lip service, saying that we need to expand the Security Council, we need to have India on its plate. I mean, it's been going on for almost 20 years, and India, Germany, Brazil have been asking, and even Japan to be included in that expanded council. The question over here is, how long can you keep doing this lip service? You cannot reflect World War II's reality right now. The world has changed a lot from that time.
That's the Indian contingent over there in France, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to participate in the Bastille Day. Again, informing all the viewers, it is Bastille Day, 14th of July is marked as France's National Day. And the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, is the chief guest, is the special guest at this particular event. And that's the contingent that has gone to Paris to take part in the Bastille Day celebrations.
Well, very smart-looking soldiers, and of course their uniforms are going to attract the crowd during the Bastille Day celebrations as well. So it's a big honor, because this is the second time I think in my memory that Indian contingent is participating in the Bastille Day celebrations with its army contingent, and it is a big honor to march in the National Day celebrations of France, and Bastille Day being the storming of the Bastille castle just ahead of the French Revolution. That is what it's being marked as, and probably considered to be the moment when modern France was born. So this is a big honor that's being given.
The Indian Armed Forces are going to march with their French counterparts, Varghese. This particular contingent includes 77 marching personnel from the army and 38 from the band. Now, the army contingent will be led by Captain Aman Jagtap, the navy contingent by Commander Vrat Bhagel. This is what we're picking up. Now, the Indian contingent has already held practice with their French counterparts. This is the tri-service contingent of the Indian Armed Forces that had left on the 6th of July for Paris and comprised of 269 members. Along with them, 3 Rafale fighter jets of the Air Force will also be taking part in the flypast over Avenue Champs-Élysées with
the Rafale
French
is becoming
jets.
a sort of symbolism between both the countries. It's becoming a symbolism of
emblematic,
cooperation.
emblematic of
our diplomatic ties, the Rafale.
Certainly.
And also, there is a nod for the jet, and some deals are also to be worked out. We are looking at probably 26 Rafale jets more, the naval version that would be on our aircraft carriers, as well as 3 more Scorpene subs is to be taken further.